Before we dive in, check the link in the description if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube. All on our Patreon. The Clone Wars rage across the galaxy. But here, in this ornate chamber, the war is ending. Not with peace. With betrayal, Mace Windu stands over Sheev Palpatine. 53 years old, Jedi Master, champion of the Republic. His purple lightsaber ignited, pointed at the Chancellor's throat. Palpatine sits slumped in the corner, unarmed, his face scarred, burned, melted by his own Force lightning, reflected back through Mace's Vaapad technique. The duel is over. Mace won. 3 Jedi Masters lie dead on the floor. Kit Fisto, Ajin Kolar, Saci Teen, cut down in seconds by this thing wearing a politician's robes, but Mace survived. Mace dominated. Palpatine's yellow Sith eyes burn with hatred. You can't kill me. The Senate will decide my fate. Mace's voice is iron. You are the Senate. I am the democracy. Not yet. Mace raises his blade. This monster dies here. Now. Before he can twist the galaxy further. The door opens. Anakin Skywalker. 22 years old. Jedi Knight. The chosen one, his face is twisted. Confused. Desperate. Anakin, I told you it would come to this. The Jedi are taking over. Mace doesn't lower his blade. He's a Sith Lord, Anakin. He's too dangerous to be kept alive. Anakin's voice cracks. He must stand trial. He has control of the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be left alive. Palpatine screams. Desperate. Playing his final card. I'm too weak. Don't kill me. Please. Mace sees through it. The manipulation. The lie. He's done listening. You Sith disease. Mace brings his blade down. Anakin moves. Blue lightsaber. A flash of light. A severing strike. Mace's right hand, still gripping his purple blade, falls to the floor. The shock is instant. Paralyzing. Mace staggers. Stares at the cauterized stump. My hand. He took my hand. Palpatine rises. No longer weak. No longer cowering. His face transforms. Pure hatred. Pure dark side. Power. Unlimited power. Both hands. Purple-black energy erupting from his fingertips. The lightning hits Mace's chest. Full force. Unblocked. Agonizing. Mace's body convulses. Burning. Flesh cooking. He can't breathe. Can't think. He flies backward. Through the shattered transparasteel window. Into open air. Falling. The Coruscant skylanes stretch endlessly below. Speeders. Traffic. 1,000-kilometer drop. Mace's mind fractures as he falls. Rage. At Anakin. The betrayal. The golden boy. The chosen one. The traitor. Regret. The code failed. The Jedi's rigidity. Their arrogance. Their blindness. We handed the galaxy to him. Revelation. Shatterpoints. He sees them. All of them. Moments. Fractures. Where everything could have been different. Training Anakin differently. Trusting him less. Watching Palpatine sooner. Hunting the Sith when they were weak. Before the Clone Wars, before the Grand Army, before Palpatine became untouchable. If I had one more chance. The thought dissolves. The city rushes up. Mace's vision goes black. Death. 57 BBY. Mace's eyes snap open. He gasps. Air flooding his lungs, his chest heaving. He's not falling. He's lying on something soft. A mat. Training mat. He's not burning. No lightning. No pain. His body feels light. He stares at the ceiling. Domed. Familiar. The Jedi Temple, what? He looks at his hands. Both hands. Flexing his fingers. The right hand. The one Anakin severed. It's there. Whole. Unscarred. Unburned. Young. Mace sits up. Fast. Too fast. His body moves with a speed he hasn't felt in decades. His hands. His arms. Smooth skin. No scars. No calluses from 50 years of lightsaber combat. He touches his face. No lines. No wrinkles. No exhaustion etched into his features. This is impossible. He looks around. He's in a training dojo. Jedi Temple. Coruscant. Sunlight streams through the dome above. Single sun, not the vision of twin suns before his death. The Force, he reaches into it, feels it. Clean, clear, no suffocating darkness, no shroud, no oppressive weight of Sidious's influence. The galaxy feels younger. Padawan Windu, Mace spins, his body moving on instinct. Combat ready, a man stands over him, tall, elegant, aristocratic bearing, Jedi robes, brown and tan, a lightsaber at his belt. Count Dooku, but not the Dooku Mace knows, not the old man with the curved red saber, not the Sith Lord who led the Separatists. This Dooku was in his mid-40s, his hair dark, his face unlined, his eyes clear, his lightsaber hilt is straight, standard Jedi design, and his presence in the Force is light, pure, uncorrupted. Dooku's expression, mild concern. Are you well? You collapsed during meditation. I sensed something, a disturbance. Mace stares, processing. Dooku, Jedi Master, uncorrupted, standing at his own Shatterpoint, the fracture line where everything could change. Mace reaches into the Force, deeper, searching for the date, the time. The answer comes, a whisper from the Force itself, 57 BBY, 38 years before his death, before the Clone Wars, before Order 66. Before the Empire, Mace looks at his hands again, young, 15 years old. His consciousness, 53 years of memory, experienced trauma, trapped in the body of a boy. The Force sent me back. Dooku steps closer. Padawan, I asked you a question. Mace looks up. His eyes are not the eyes of a 15-year-old. They are cold, ancient, terrifying, the weight of 53 years, the weight of death, the weight of a galaxy burned. He stands, slowly, his posture shifts. Not a student, a warrior, Master Dooku. Mace's voice is flat, emotionless, clinical. I need to speak with you. Privately. Now. Dooku's eyes narrow. Something in this boy's tone, his bearing, his presence is wrong. Not dark, not corrupted, just heavy, like a mountain pressing down. Very well. Dooku's voice is careful, measured. Follow me. They walk through the temple corridors. Silent, other Jedi pass. Younglings, Padawans, knights. They don't know. They can't know. The future that awaits them. The slaughter. The betrayal. Mace's fists clench. Not this time. They reach Dooku's personal chambers. Spacious, elegant. Books. Artifacts. The quarters of a Jedi who values knowledge and culture. Dooku seals the door. Activates a privacy field. A faint shimmer in the air. No sound escapes this room now. Speak, Padawan. Mace doesn't sit. Doesn't bow. He stands at parade rest. A military stance. A stance clone troopers will use. 38 years from now. Dooku notices. Your posture is unusual. Mace ignores the comment. The Jedi Order is going to fall. Silence. Dooku's hand doesn't move to his lightsaber, but his body tenses. That is a grave claim. The Sith are going to win. The Republic will become an empire, and nearly every Jedi in this temple will be slaughtered, murdered by the clone army they trusted. Dooku's face hardens. That is treason? A dark prophecy? Mace's voice cuts through. No. It's a tactical assessment, and you already know I'm right. Dooku stares. This boy, this Padawan, speaks like a general, not a student. How would you know such things? Because I've lived it, because I've died, and because I can see Shatterpoints. That's an ancient Force technique. No one in the modern order has. No one but me. He reaches into the Force, not broadly, not clumsily. With surgical precision, he sees the desk's Shatterpoint, a hairline fracture in the molecular structure, invisible to the eye, but clear in the Force. He applies pressure, telekinesis, focused on that single point. The desk explodes, splinters, fragments, dust. Dooku steps back, his hand moving to his lightsaber. Instinct. Mace doesn't react, doesn't flinch. I can see the fractures in everything. Master Dooku, objects, people, events. The galaxy itself. Dooku's voice is tight. What do you see when you look at me? Mace meets his eyes. Brutal honesty. I see a man standing at a crossroads. In another timeline, you fall. You become Darth Tyranus, apprentice to Darth Sidious. You lead a separatist army against the Republic. You orchestrate a war that kills billions. And you die on your knees, betrayed by your own master, beheaded by Anakin Skywalker. Dooku's face goes pale, his breathing shallow. Mace continues. But it doesn't have to be that way, because I'm going to kill the Sith first. Dooku should report this to Yoda, to the Council, have Mace examined suspected of dark-side corruption. But he doesn't, because everything Mace is saying aligns with fears Dooku already has. The Senate's corruption, the Jedi's complacency, the growing darkness he senses but cannot name, and because Mace's presence in the Force is terrifyingly clear. No taint, no darkness, just weight, the weight of lived experience. If what you say is true, Dooku's voice is careful. If the Sith are active, we must inform the Council. No. Mace's tone is final. The Council won't act. Yoda will meditate on it for years. Debate. Discuss. By the time they decide the threat is real, it will be too late. The Sith will have won. Outside the Order's jurisdiction, Dooku's eyes widen. That is, forbidden, dangerous. Against the code, Mace's smile is cold, empty. The code is already dead, Master Dooku. It just doesn't know it yet. Silence. Long. Heavy. Finally, Dooku speaks. You claim to possess knowledge of the future. Prove it. Face me in combat. Mace nods. As you wish. They move to Dooku's private training chamber, smaller than the main dojos, soundproofed, shielded. Dooku removes his outer robe, draws his lightsaber. The blade ignites. Blue. Pure light side. A 15-year-old Padawan, Dooku says slowly. Even a gifted one should last perhaps 30 seconds against a Jedi Master. Let us see what you truly are. Mace draws his lightsaber. Blue. He hasn't earned his purple crystal yet. That comes later. In another life, he ignites the blade. The hum fills the chamber. And his stance shifts. Not Shicho, not Saresu, not Ataru. Something Dooku doesn't recognize. Aggressive. Chaotic. Wrong. Mace's blade moves in staccato patterns. Short. Sharp. Unpredictable. Like a predator testing defenses. Dooku attacks. Form 2. Makashi. The duelist's form. Precision. Economy. Technique over power. A probing thrust. Testing Mace's guard. Mace parries. Not defensively. Offensively, the parry flows into a counterattack. A diagonal slash from an impossible angle. Dooku blocks. Barely. His eyes narrow. That shouldn't have been possible. He presses the attack. 3 quick strikes. High. Low. High. Makashi at its finest. Mace deflects all 3. His blade moving in a blur. And then, he's inside Dooku's guard, impossibly close. Impossibly fast. A strike to Dooku's wrist. Precise. Surgical. Dooku's lightsaber flies from his hand. Deactivates. Clatters to the floor. 4 moves. From engagement to disarmament. 4 moves. Dooku stares at his empty hand, then at the 15-year-old boy who just destroyed him. Mace deactivates his blade. That was Vaapad. Form 7. I created it. Or I will. In another life. Dooku's voice is shaking. That form, it felt like the dark side. Aggressive. Chaotic. It channels darkness without surrendering to it. It's a superconducting loop. The practitioner accepts the opponent's dark side energy and reflects it back. Relentless. Unpredictable. An oblate sphere of purple fire. Dooku retrieves his lightsaber. Slowly. And you? Mastered it at 15? No. I mastered it at 53. But I remember. If you know the future, if you know I fall, why choose me as your ally? Mace's expression softens. Barely. Because you don't have to fall. Your instincts are right. The Republic is corrupt. The Jedi Council is blind. The Senate is rotting from within. But the answer isn't to join the Sith. It's to destroy them before they can corrupt you. You're asking me to trust a child who claims to be a time traveler and wields a forbidden dark side technique. I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm asking you to trust your own eyes. You've seen the Senate. You felt the darkness growing. You know something is wrong. Dooku closes his eyes. He does know. The corruption, the bureaucracy, the stagnation. The Jedi Order serving a republic that no longer deserves them. If we do this, Dooku's voice is quiet. If we hunt the Sith, we'll be branded rogue Jedi, hunted by our own order. Better to be hunted by the Order than slaughtered by the Sith. Dooku looks at Mace, this strange, impossible boy, this warrior trapped in a child's body. What do you need from me? Money, resources, freedom to operate, and access to Sereno. Dooku's eyes widen. Sereno? My homeworld? You're the rightful count, the eldest son of House Dooku. You'll need that wealth and influence to fight a shadow war against the Sith. I'm a Jedi. I've renounced. You'll be both. Jedi Master in public, Count of Sereno in private, Shadow Hunter in secret, and I'll be your weapon. The Padawan has become the true master, and Dooku knows it. He extends his hand. If we're doing this, we do it as equals, not master and student. Mace takes his hand. Firm grip, warrior's grip. Agreed. Dooku's smile is grim. When do we start? Now, we approach the council tomorrow. Request extended leave to Sereno. Family matters. Legal inheritance. They won't refuse you. And what will we be doing on Sereno? Mace's eyes are cold. Building an army. Finding the Sith. And killing them before they know we're coming. Jedi Council chamber. The next day. Dooku stands before the council. 12 masters. Yoda in the center. 843 years old. Grand Master of the Order. Request extended leave you do, Master Dooku. Yoda's voice is curious, probing. Yes, Master Yoda. Family matters on Sereno require my attention. Legal inheritance. My brother Ramil currently rules, but as the eldest son, I have a claim. You renounced your title when you became a Jedi. I renounced the rank, Master, not my legal rights. The Jedi Order does not forbid managing family estates, and Sereno's wealth could benefit the temple. Charitable donations. Support for the Order. Yoda's eyes narrow. Suspicious, but not opposed. Your Padawan. Accompany you, he will. Padawan Windu would benefit from the experience. Training away from the temple. Exposure to diplomacy and governance. Yoda strokes his chin. Long silence. Then, granted your request is. But return within 6 months you must, and contact the temple weekly you will. Dooku bows. Of course, Master Yoda. As they leave, Yoda watches. Troubled. Sense something I do. A disturbance. Around young Windu. Another master. The boy is unusual. Intense. But his commitment to the light is unquestionable. Yoda. Hope so, I do. Hope so. Sereno. Outer Rim. 2 days later the planet is beautiful. Rolling hills, forests, mountains, ancient estates. Aristocratic wealth. House Dooku's ancestral home sits on a cliff, overlooking a valley. Massive. Elegant. Centuries old. Dooku and Mace arrive by shuttle. No fanfare. No announcement. Dooku's brother Ramel rules from the estate. Corrupt. Greedy. Involved with criminal syndicates. But Dooku has legal precedent. As the eldest son, his claim supersedes Ramil's. They don't attack. Don't fight. Mace's strategy is surgical. Over 2 weeks, they won. Gather evidence. Mace uses the Force to locate Shatterpoints in Ramil's network. Weak links. Criminal contacts. Financial records. 2. Expose corruption. They leak evidence to Sereno's nobility. The Planetary Council. Ramil's crimes laid bare. 3. Legal claim. Dooku files his inheritance claim. The nobility, disgusted by Ramil's corruption, support him. Ramil is removed, not violently. Legally. Exiled. Dooku ascends as Count of Sereno. While remaining a Jedi Master. The galaxy doesn't know. The Council doesn't know. To the wider Republic, Dooku is simply managing family business. But Mace is building something. Sereno. Count Dooku's war room. 6 weeks after arrival. The room is hidden, deep beneath the estate. Soundproofed, shielded from Force detection. Holographic displays cover the walls. star maps, financial networks, criminal organizations. Mace stands at the center, orchestrating. We need three things, Mace says. Intelligence, money, weapons. Dooku, explain. Intelligence, we're hunting two Sith Lords. Darth Plagueis operates as Hego Damask, Moon Banker, head of Damask Holdings, and his apprentice, Sheev Palpatine, a 27-year-old politician on Naboo. We need spies, informants, eyes across the core worlds and Outer Rim. That will take time and credits, which is why we need money. Sereno's wealth is substantial, but we need more. We'll invest in legitimate businesses, create shell corporations, move funds through untraceable channels. Build a war chest. Dooku frowns. You're describing criminal tactics. I'm describing effective tactics. The Sith won't be stopped by following the rules. They wrote the rules. And weapons? Dooku asks. Non-Jedi equipment, blasters, thermal detonators, slicing tech, starships, safe houses across the galaxy. We can't rely on lightsabers alone. Dooku sits. Processing. You're building an intelligence network. A private military force. I'm building what the Jedi should have been all along. An organization that acts instead of meditates. Over the next months, Mace's network grows. Spies recruited. Smugglers. Information brokers. Disgruntled Republic officials. People motivated by credits, not loyalty. Financial infrastructure. Shell companies established. Credits flowing through Sereno banks. Investments in mining, shipping, manufacturing. Safe houses. Hidden bases on Coruscant, Nar Shaddaa, Ord Mantell, Corellia. Stocked with weapons, supplies, false identities. Dooku watches Mace work. This 15-year-old boy commanding operatives 3 times his age, speaking with the authority of a general. How did you learn this? Dooku asks one night. Military strategy, intelligence operations, financial manipulation. Mace's answer is simple. The Clone Wars. I was a general. I commanded armies. I fought a galaxy-spanning conflict for 3 years. And I learned that war isn't won by philosophy, it's won by logistics. Dooku, you were a soldier. And now I'm using everything I learned to stop the war before it starts. 3 months after arriving on Sereno, Mace's intelligence network identifies a target, a minor dark side Force user, not Sith, but Sith adjacent, operating on a nearby world, conducting experiments, torturing subjects. Mace and Dooku confront him in his laboratory. The cultist, a Zabrak, middle-aged, eyes yellow with corruption, tries to talk. You're Jedi, you won't kill me. The code. Mace doesn't let him finish. Purple lightsaber through the chest. Instant death. The cultist collapses. Dead. Dooku stares. Horrified. Mace. He was unarmed. Mace deactivates his blade. He was Sith adjacent. He would have killed dozens if allowed to continue. Tortured hundreds. That's not the Jedi way. Mace's voice is cold. Clinical. The Jedi way failed. The code failed. I'm doing what works. Dooku's hands shake. You executed him. Without trial. Without hesitation. Yes. Mace turns to face Dooku. This is what hunting the Sith means. We don't arrest them. We don't rehabilitate them. We end them. Mace. No. I'm doing what's necessary to stop them before they burn the galaxy. If that makes me a monster in your eyes, so be it. But I won't let the Sith win again. Dooku is silent. Conflicted. But he doesn't leave. Doesn't report Mace. Doesn't stop him. Because deep down, Dooku knows Mace is right. The Jedi Code is beautiful. Noble. But it's also insufficient. And if the choice is between purity and survival, Dooku chooses survival. What's next? Dooku asks quietly. Mace. We've built the foundation. Intelligence network. Financial backing. Safe houses. Weapons. Now we start hunting the real targets. Plagueis and Palpatine. Yes. We find them. We isolate them. And we kill them before they can execute their plan. Dooku. And if the Council discovers what we're doing, then they'll try to stop us, and we'll deal with that when it happens. They leave the laboratory. Behind them, the cultist's body burns. Evidence destroyed. The Shadow War has begun. And the Sith, don't know they're being hunted. Sereno. War Room. 7 months after Mace's awakening. 56 BBY. The holographic displays show a web of connections. Financial networks. Shell corporations. Criminal organizations. At the center, Damask Holdings. Mace points to the projection. This is our primary target. Hego Damask. Moon Banker. Public face of respectability. Private reality. Darth Plagueis, Sith Lord. The Sith Lord is a financier. The Sith learned from their mistakes. No more armies, no more open warfare. They operate in shadows. Plagueis manipulates galactic finance, funds both sides of conflicts, creates chaos, profits from suffering. How do you know this? Mace's voice is flat. Because in my timeline his apprentice perfected the strategy. Palpatine orchestrated the Clone Wars, controlled the Republic and the Separatists, profited from both. Billions died while he consolidated power. Dooku's face hardens, and Damask Holdings is the foundation. Yes, Plagueis uses it to fund criminal syndicates, the Hutt cartel, Black Sun, even legitimate corporations. He's building the infrastructure for the Sith Grand Plan. Then we dismantle it. Mace shakes his head. Not yet. If we attack directly, he'll know someone is hunting him. He'll go underground. Change identities. Disappear. Then what do you propose? Surveillance. Intelligence gathering. We track his movements, identify his safe houses, his laboratories, his meeting locations. We learn his patterns. Dooku. And then lure him into a trap and kill him before he knows what's happening. Over the next months, Mace's network focuses on Plagueis, financial forensics, tracking Damask Holdings' money flows, following the credits, identifying shell companies, secret accounts, hidden assets, intelligence on the moon, reports from spies across the galaxy. Plagueis hosts gatherings on Sojourn, a moon in the Outer Rim, exclusive meetings with wealthy elites, criminal lords, corrupt politicians. He maintains laboratories, conducting experiments, midi-chlorian manipulation, attempting to cheat death. His public persona, Hego Damask, respected banker, philanthropist, investor. Mace uses his Shatterpoint ability to analyze every report, every data point, and he sees it. The massive Shatterpoint centered on Plagueis. Kill him, and Sidious is alone, vulnerable, a 27-year-old apprentice without his master's guidance. But Mace also sees another Shatterpoint, smaller, connected to Plagueis, a young human. On Naboo, Sheev Palpatine, Mace says, pointing to intelligence reports. 27 years old, Naboo politician, building connections with the planet's elite, charismatic, ambitious. Dooku, you believe he's the apprentice? I know he is. In my timeline he called himself Darth Sidious, Emperor, the monster who destroyed everything. Dooku studies the hologram of Palpatine's face. Young, handsome, smiling. He looks ordinary. That's what made him dangerous. No one suspected. No one saw the monster beneath the politician's mask. If we know where he is, why not strike now? Mace's expression is grim, because if we kill the apprentice first, Plagueis will know. He'll sense the disturbance. He'll go into hiding. No, we kill the master first, then the apprentice, Dooku. And if the apprentice escapes, he won't. I'll make sure of that. Coruscant, Senate District. 4 weeks later, Mace's intelligence network reports activity. Damask Holdings agents moving through the underworld. Meetings with Black Sun operatives. Weapons deals. Mace and Dooku, disguised as independent traders, investigate. They follow a Muun agent to a warehouse, abandoned, industrial district. Inside, crates of weapons, blasters, thermal detonators, illegal military-grade equipment, and a dozen Black Sun enforcers, armed, dangerous. The lead enforcer, a Zabrak with cybernetic implants, notices them. You're not supposed to be here. Dooku steps forward. Diplomatic? We're potential buyers, interested in acquiring. The Zabrak draws his blaster. You're dead. Mace moves. Not with a lightsaber. Too obvious. Too Jedi. Pure force. Telekinesis. The Zabrak's blaster rips from his hand, flies across the warehouse, clatters on durasteel, The other enforcers raise their weapons. Mace doesn't hesitate. He targets the Shatterpoint in the warehouse's support structure. A load-bearing beam, weakened by age and corrosion, applies pressure. The beam collapses. Half the warehouse ceiling crashes down. Debris, dust, chaos. The enforcers scatter, crushed, buried. Screaming. Dooku stares. You killed them. They were selling weapons to terrorists, funding the Sith. They chose their path. Without trial, without... Mace's voice is ice. We're at war, Dooku. The Sith don't give trials. They don't show mercy, and neither can we. They leave the warehouse. Behind them, the building collapses completely. Evidence destroyed. But Mace retrieves what they came for. A datapad, encrypted, containing Damask Holdings transaction records, financial proof of Plagueis' criminal network. Sereno, War Room. 2 days later, Mace decrypts the datapad. The information is damning. Damask Holdings funding, Black Sun Hut cartel operations, illegal weapons manufacturing, slave trade networks, corrupt Republic senators. Dooku reads the data, his face darkening. This is monstrous. The scale of it. This is the Sith. They don't just want power. They want to corrupt everything. Make the galaxy dependent on darkness. We could expose this. Bring it to the Senate. The Jedi Council. Mace shakes his head. No. The Senate is already compromised. Half these senators are on Plagueis' payroll, and the Council won't act without proof of Sith involvement. They'll investigate. Debate. And Plagueis will disappear. Then what? We start dismantling his network. Quietly. Surgically. We expose his criminal contacts. Sabotage his operations. Cut off his resources. Over the next weeks, Mace's strategy unfolds. Exposed contacts. Anonymous tips to Republic law enforcement. Black Sun lieutenants arrested. HUD operations raided. Sabotaged shipments. Weapons caches destroyed. Drug shipments intercepted. Slave trade networks collapsed. Financial attacks. Shell companies exposed. Assets frozen. Damask Holdings profits plummeting. Across the galaxy, Plagueis' empire begins to crumble. And Darth Plagueis begins to notice. Sojourn. Plagueis' private estate. The moon orbits a gas giant. Isolated. Secure. Plagueis, a moon, tall and skeletal, yellow Sith eyes, sits in his meditation chamber. He feels it. The disturbances, his network fracturing, his plans disrupted. Someone is hunting him. He reaches into the Force, searching for the source. But he finds nothing. No dark side presence, no obvious threat. Just shadows, and the faint echo of something old. Plagueis contacts his apprentice. Hologram activates. Sheev Palpatine appears, 27 years old, handsome, charming. On Naboo, my master, how may I serve? Plagueis' voice is cold, clinical. Someone is dismantling our operations. Black Sun contacts arrested. Shipments intercepted. Financial assets frozen. Palpatine's expression doesn't change, but his eyes sharpen. Republic law enforcement? No. Too coordinated? Too precise. Someone with intelligence, resources, and knowledge of our network. The Jedi? Unlikely. The Jedi are blind. Complacent. This is something else. Palpatine. What do you need from me? Investigate. Quietly. Find who is hunting us, and eliminate them. As you wish, my master. The hologram fades. Plagueis sits in darkness. Troubled. For the first time in decades, he feels vulnerable. Coruscant. Jedi Temple. Council Chamber. 8 months after Mace's awakening, Yoda sits in meditation. Troubled, he summons Dooku via comlink. Return to Coruscant. You must. Questions. The Council has. Dooku and Mace arrive 3 days later. The Council convenes. 12 Masters. Yoda at the center. Yoda. Extended your leave has been, Master Dooku. 8 months. Longer than authorized. Dooku bows. Apologies, Master Yoda. The situation on Sereno required more time than anticipated. Legal matters. Estate management. Another council member. We've heard. Rumors. Disturbing reports. What rumors? a purple-bladed vigilante, operating in the underworld, destroying criminal operations, using extreme methods. Dooku's expression doesn't change. I'm unaware of such activities. Yoda's eyes narrow. And your Padawan, young Windu, progressing his training is. Mace steps forward. Yes, Master Yoda. Master Dooku has been an excellent teacher. Yoda stares at Mace, probing, reaching into the Force. And he feels it. The weight. The ancient presence wrapped in a 15-year-old body. Yoda, troubled you are. Sense great burden I do. Mace, I carry the weight of knowledge, Master Yoda. Knowledge of what's coming. The council stirs, confused. Yoda, explain. Mace's voice is calm, absolute. The Sith are active. Right now. Operating in shadows, Darth Plagueis, a immune banker named Hego Damask, and his apprentice, Sheev Palpatine, a politician on Naboo. One council member. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium. Mace, they're not. And if you don't act now, they will execute their plan. In 38 years, they'll trigger Order 66. The clone army will turn on the Jedi. Palpatine will become emperor. The Republic will fall, and nearly every person in this room will die. Shock. Denial. Confusion. Another council member. This is madness. Or dark side corruption. Yoda raises his hand. Silence. Yoda, test him we must. Reach into the Force. See if truth, he speaks. Multiple council members extend their senses, probing Mace's presence. They feel blazing light, pure, uncorrupted. No dark side taint, impossible weight, like staring into a chasm. Decades of experience compressed into a child. Terrifying certainty, not belief, not hope. Knowledge. They don't sense deception. They sense truth, and it terrifies them. One master shaken. How? How could you know this? Mace. Because I lived it. I died at 53 years old. Betrayed by Anakin Skywalker. Murdered by Palpatine. And the Force sent me back, to stop it. Impossible this is. Test me. Ask me anything. About the future. About the Sith. I'll prove it. Yoda. The future. Always in motion. Vision this could be. Not certainty. Mace's eyes are cold. Then ignore me. Wait. Meditate. And in 38 years when Palpatine's clone troopers gun you down, remember this moment. Dooku steps forward. I believe him, Masters. And even if he's wrong about the time travel, he's right about the Sith. I've seen the evidence. Financial records. Criminal networks. All centered on Hego Damask. The council debates. Voices rising. Arguments. We must investigate. This is a distraction. The boy could be manipulated. Yoda raises his hand again. Silence. Yoda, decide we must. Authorize investigation of this. Hego Damask. Verify Padawan Windu's claims. Mace. No. Investigating openly will alert them. They'll disappear. Go underground. You need to authorize us to hunt them. One council member. You? A Padawan and a Master? Hunt Sith Lords. Mace. We've been doing it for 8 months. We've already dismantled half of Plagueis' network. We're winning. The council is stunned. Another Master. You've been conducting unauthorized operations. Attacking criminal organizations without council approval? Dooku. We've been protecting the Republic, which is more than this council has done. The room erupts. Outrage. Accusations. Yoda's voice cuts through. Enough. He looks at Mace, then at Dooku. Yoda. Authorize this mission. The council cannot. Too dangerous. Too uncertain. Evidence insufficient. Mace stands. Then I resign from the Jedi Order. Gasps. Mace removes his Padawan braid. Drops it on the floor. I'm not waiting for permission to save the galaxy. The Sith are real. They're planning to destroy you, and I will stop them, with or without your approval. Lets it fall. I stand with Mace. Yoda. Dooku. Madness this is. Dooku's voice is firm. No, Master Yoda. Clarity. For years I've watched this council debate while the galaxy suffers. The Senate grows corrupt. The Republic decays. And the Jedi do nothing. Mace is right. The Sith are the true enemy, and if the Council won't act, we will. Yoda's voice is pained. Leave the Order. You cannot. Mace, we already have. They turn, walk toward the exit. Yoda calls after them. Stop. Rogue Jedi. You will be hunted. Mace, without turning back. Better to be hunted by you than slaughtered by the Sith. The doors close behind them. The Council sits in stunned silence. One Master, what have we done? Yoda quietly, driven away two of our finest. Fear I do a great mistake we have made. But none of them act. None of them follow. None of them change their minds. And that seals their fate. Sereno. War Room. Hours after leaving the temple, Mace and Dooku stand over the holographic displays, now officially rogue Jedi. Dooku, the Council will send Jedi to bring us back, peacefully at first, then by force. Let them try. We're not stopping. Mace, we've just made enemies of the entire Jedi Order. No. We've made them irrelevant. They chose inaction. We chose survival. Dooku sits, the weight of his decision settling. I've been a Jedi for 30 years. And now, you're still a Jedi. Just not their Jedi. What are we then? Mace's expression is grim. We're what the Jedi should have been. Guardians. Protectors. Warriors willing to do what's necessary. Dooku. Even if it means becoming what we fight, we're not becoming Sith. We're using their tactics against them. There's a difference. Is there? We kill without trial. Operate outside the law. Embrace methods the Council forbids. Mace, the Council's methods failed. I watched them fail. I died because of their failure. I won't repeat their mistakes. Silence. Long. Heavy. Finally, Dooku speaks. What's our next move? We accelerate. The Council won't authorize our mission, but they won't stop us either. Not yet. That gives us time. Time for what? To find Plagueis and kill him. The intelligence network intensifies efforts. Every asset, every spy, every informant, focused on one goal: locate Darth Plagueis. Reports come in. Plagueis spotted on Sojourn, hosting a gathering. Timeline: 2 weeks. Attendees: criminal lords, corrupt politicians, wealthy elites. Mace studies the data. This is our chance. Plagueis will be isolated, surrounded by allies but separated from Republic protection. Dooku. An assault on Sojourn would be noticed. The Republic? The Senate. We're not assaulting, we're infiltrating. As guests, we're rogue Jedi. Plagueis knows the Order. He'll recognize us. Mace. Not if we use different identities. We're Count Dooku of Sereno and his associate. Wealthy. Connected. Interested in investments. Dooku. You want to walk into a Sith Lord stronghold and pretend to be businessmen? Yes. Get close. Isolate him. Then strike. Dooku. That's insane. Mace. It's bold. And it will work. 2 weeks later. Sojourn. Plagueis' estate. The moon is beautiful. Lush forests, clear skies. Expensive, exclusive. Plagueis' estate sits on a plateau. Massive. Elegant. A fortress disguised as luxury. Dooku and Mace arrive by private shuttle. False identities. Forged credentials. Provided by Sereno's resources. They're admitted. Checked for weapons. Their lightsabers hidden in Mace's diplomatic pouch, shielded from detection by the Force. Inside, a grand hall, hundreds of guests. Wealthy, powerful, corrupt. And at the center, greeting arrivals. Hago Damask. Plagueis. Darth Plagueis. Sith Lord. Tall. Skeletal. Moon physiology. Yellow eyes hidden behind contact lenses. Appearing normal. But Mace sees through it. The darkness. The Shatterpoint. Massive. Overwhelming. This is him, the Master. The architect of the Sith plan. Plagueis greets Dooku. Elegant. Polite. Count Dooku of Sereno. An honor. Your family's reputation precedes you. Dooku bows. Magister Damask. Thank you for the invitation. Plagueis' gaze shifts to Mace. Yellow eyes. Barely visible beneath the contacts. Study him. And your associate. Mace bows. An advisor. I handle Count Dooku's financial interests. Plagueis' expression doesn't change, but Mace feels it. The probe. Plagueis reaching into the Force, trying to sense him. Mace's mental shields, honed over decades, are absolute. Plagueis encounters nothing. Avoid. Plagueis smiles. But there's unease in his eyes. Fascinating. Enjoy the gathering, gentlemen. They move through the hall. Blending in. Observing. Dooku whispers. He suspects. He's cautious. But he doesn't know. Hours pass. The gathering proceeds. Business deals. Negotiations, criminal alliances forged. Mace and Dooku wait. Patient. Observing Plagueis' movements. His security. His patterns. Finally, the guests depart. The estate empties. Only Plagueis remains, and his private guards, Mace and Dooku, hidden in a storage chamber, wait until the guards rotate. A window. 30 seconds. They move, silent, precise, through corridors toward Plagueis' private meditation chamber. They reach the door. Sealed, but Mace uses the Force to manipulate the lock. Opens. Inside, Plagueis, meditating. Alone. He senses them immediately, yellow Sith eyes snapping open. Ah, Count Dooku, and the mysterious advisor. He stands. Calm, unsurprised. I wondered when you would make your move. Mace and Dooku ignite their lightsabers. Blue blades, humming. Plagueis smiles. Jedi. Of course, but not council-sanctioned. I sense independence. Rogue Jedi. Dooku, you're under arrest for crimes against the Republic. Plagueis laughs. Arrest? I am offering you partnership. Join me. Together we can reshape the galaxy properly. No corrupt Senate. No stagnant Jedi Order. Just order. This is the moment. The temptation. The seduction. In the original timeline, this is where Dooku would fall, where the promise of power, of fixing the galaxy, would corrupt him. But Mace intervenes. He's lying. He'll use you. Manipulate you. And when you're no longer useful, he'll kill you. Just like he'll kill Sidious. Just like Sidious killed you in my timeline. Plagueis' eyes widen. Your timeline? Fascinating. You're a chrononaut. Mace, I'm your executioner. Plagueis' smile vanishes. He raises his hand. Force lightning. Purple-black energy. The battle begins. Plagueis unleashes Force lightning. Both hands. Massive streams of energy. Aimed at Mace and Dooku. Dooku rolls. Dodges. His Makashi training emphasizing evasion. But Mace doesn't dodge. He absorbs. Vaapad. The superconducting loop. Accepting the dark side energy. Channeling it. Reflecting it. The lightning hits Mace's blade. Wraps around it. Redirected back at Plagueis. Plagueis' eyes widen, shocked. He raises a force barrier. Blocking his own lightning. Impossible. That technique. Vaapad. But you're a child. Mace doesn't answer. He attacks. Form 7. Relentless. Staccato strikes. From impossible angles. An oblate sphere of purple fire. Wait. Purple? Mace's blade glows violet. No longer blue. The Kyber crystal in his lightsaber, responding to his connection to the Force, his mastery of Vaapad, has transformed. Purple. The color of balance. Light and dark in harmony. Plagueis blocks. Form 7 Juyo, the original. Banned form. Aggressive. Chaotic. But Mace's Vaapad is superior. Controlled chaos. Dooku attacks from the flanks. Makashi. Precise thrusts. Targeting Plagueis' openings. Plagueis is powerful. A Sith Lord. Trained for decades. Master of midi-chlorian manipulation. But he's facing two opponents. And one of them, this impossible child, fights like a master. Plagueis blasts Dooku with telekinesis. Hurls him across the chamber. Dooku crashes into the wall. Stunned. Now it's one-on-one. Plagueis versus Mace. Plagueis snarls. You're using a Sith form, but you're not corrupted. How? Mace, I'm better than you. Their blades clash. Again. Sparks. The room shaking from force pressure. Plagueis tries psychological warfare. You're young. Skilled. Powerful. Join me. I can teach you to manipulate midi-chlorians, to cheat death, to become immortal. Mace's response is cold. I already died once. I'm not afraid of it anymore. Plagueis realizes, this boy is not like other Jedi. He's not afraid, not conflicted, not corruptible. He's something else. Something dangerous. Plagueis shifts tactics. Pure power. He unleashes a force storm. Telekinetic waves. Furniture. Debris. Everything in the room becomes a weapon. Mace uses Shatterpoint. He sees the fractures, the weak points in Plagueis' defense. There. A microsecond hesitation. When Plagueis overextends on his right side, Mace waits. Patient. Predatory. Plagueis attacks. A horizontal slash. Powerful. Fast. Mace parries, redirects, and strikes. Purple blade. Through Plagueis' chest. Precise. Surgical. Plagueis gasps. Yellow eyes wide. Disbelief. He stumbles. Falls to his knees. Mace stands over him. Lightsaber still ignited. Plagueis. Coughing blood. My apprentice will avenge me. Mace. I'm counting on it. Plagueis tries to speak, to summon one final attack, but his strength fails. Darth Plagueis, the wise, master of midi-chlorian manipulation, architect of the Sith Grand Plan, DS. Mace deactivates his blade, breathing steady. Controlled. Dooku recovers. Stands. Stares at Plagueis' corpse. We did it. We killed a Sith Lord. Mace. One down. One to go. They search the chamber. Datapads. Holocrons. Records. Plagueis' private files. Encrypted. But Mace uses the Force to bypass the security. Inside. Everything. Palpatine's training records. His political ambitions. His location. Naboo. Currently building alliances with the planet's elite. Planning to run for senator. Mace holds the datapad. His face grim. Sheev Palpatine. 27 years old. Alone now. Vulnerable. Dooku. Without his master. He's just an apprentice. We can end this. Mace, we will. But not here. We take Plagueis' body. Dispose of it. Make it look like he disappeared. Then we go to Naboo. Why not report this? To the Council. Prove the Sith were real. Mace, because the Council will interfere. Demand custody of Palpatine. Try to redeem him, and he'll escape. Or manipulate them. No. We finish this ourselves. They wrap Plagueis' corpse in cloth. Carry it to their shuttle. Before leaving, Mace sets charges. Thermal detonators. The meditation chamber explodes behind them. Evidence destroyed. They depart Sojourn. Destination. Naboo. The apprentice. In hyperspace. En route to Naboo, Dooku sits. Processing. We killed a Sith Lord. We're no longer just rogue Jedi. We're something else. Mace. We're what we need to be. To stop them. I keep thinking about what he said. The offer. Partnership. Reshaping the galaxy. And? Dooku's voice is quiet. Part of me was tempted. Mace looks at him. I know. But I didn't take it. Because of you. Because you showed me there's another way. The way is survival. Protecting the innocent. Stopping the Sith. Nothing else matters. Dooku. Even if it costs us our souls. Mace, I lost my soul the moment Anakin cut off my hand. The moment Palpatine threw me out that window. I'm already damned. But I'll be damned if I let the Sith win again. Silence. Dooku. What happens after? After we kill Palpatine? What do we become? Mace, we build something new. Something better than the Jedi Order. An organization that acts. That protects. That doesn't wait for darkness to consume the galaxy before responding. You're talking about starting a new order. I'm talking about saving the galaxy. The method doesn't matter. The ship hurtles through hyperspace. Toward Naboo. Toward the final confrontation. Toward Sheev Palpatine. The future Emperor. The Sith Lord who will never be. Naboo. 56 BBY. Days after Plagueis' death. The planet is paradise. Rolling green hills. Crystal lakes. Elegant cities built in harmony with nature. But beneath the beauty, darkness festers. Sheev Palpatine's estate sits outside Theed, the capital. Modest, understated, not the palace of a future emperor, just a politician's home. Inside, Palpatine sits in his private office, 27 years old. Handsome, charming, the face of Naboo's rising political elite, but his yellow Sith eyes betray the truth. He stares at the hologram projector, waiting. His master should have contacted him days ago, but there's been nothing. Silence. Palpatine reaches into the Force, searching, probing, and he feels it. The absence. The void where Plagueis' presence once burned. No. Impossible. His master, the wise, the most powerful Sith Lord in a millennium. Gone. Palpatine's hands tremble. Not with grief, with rage. Someone killed Darth Plagueis. Someone powerful enough, skilled enough. The question, who? Palpatine activates his secure comlink, encrypted channel, contacts his network of spies across the galaxy. Find everything. Sojourn. Plagueis' estate. What happened? Now. Within hours, reports arrive. Explosion at Plagueis' meditation chamber. No body recovered. Security footage corrupted. 2 visitors registered at the gathering. Count Dooku of Sereno and an unidentified associate. Palpatine's eyes narrow. Dooku, the Jedi. Rogue Jedi, then. Operating independently. Palpatine stands. Paces. Calculating. Without Plagueis, he's alone. Vulnerable. His training incomplete. His plans unfinished. But he's not helpless. He's a Sith. A predator. And if the Jedi are hunting him, he'll hunt them back. He composes a message. False identity. Encrypted. Appearing to come from a Damask Holdings associate. The message: urgent matters regarding succession. Meet to discuss transition of assets. Private meeting requested. Recipient: Count Dooku of Sereno. Palpatine sends it. Then waits. Come to me, Jedi, and I'll show you what a Sith apprentice can do. Sereno. War room. Mace and Dooku analyze intelligence from Naboo. Holographic displays show Palpatine's movements, his contacts, his properties. Dooku. He doesn't know we're coming. The message we sent, the false Damask Holdings communication, he'll assume it's legitimate. Mace shakes his head. No. He knows, or suspects. How can you be sure? Because he's not stupid. Plagueis is dead, disappeared without explanation. Palpatine will have investigated, found evidence of our presence on Sojourn. Then the meeting is a trap. Yes, but we're walking into it anyway. Dooku. Why? Mace's expression is grim. Because if we don't, he'll go underground, change identities, disappear for decades, and we'll never find him. The only way to end this is to confront him. Now. While he's still vulnerable, he's a Sith Lord. He's a 27-year-old apprentice without his master. Powerful, yes, but not invincible. Dooku studies Mace. You've fought him before. In your timeline. Yes. In Palpatine's office. When he was Emperor, at the height of his power. And I defeated him. Mace's voice is cold. Anakin isn't here. And this Palpatine hasn't spent decades mastering the dark side. He's strong. But I'm stronger. Then we die, and the Sith win. But I won't be wrong. They prepare. Lightsabers. Weapons. False identities. Destination. Naboo. The final hunt. Naboo. Palpatine's estate. Private meeting room. Dooku and Mace arrive by shuttle. Announced as Count Dooku and financial advisor. Palpatine greets them personally. All charm. All warmth. Count Dooku. An honor. Please come in. They enter. The room is elegant. Windows overlooking Naboo's landscapes. Tasteful art. Nothing overtly threatening. But Mace feels it. The darkness. Coiled, ready to strike. Palpatine gestures to chairs. Please, sit. I understand you wish to discuss Magister Damask's unfortunate disappearance. Dooku sits. Composed. Yes. We had business dealings with Damask Holdings. His absence complicates matters. Palpatine's smile doesn't reach his eyes. Indeed, a tragedy. He was a mentor to me. Mace remains standing, silent, observing. Palpatine's gaze shifts to him. And you are? An advisor. I handle Count Dooku's interests. Palpatine studies Mace, probing, reaching into the Force, and encountering nothing, the same void Plagueis felt. Palpatine's smile falters. Just for a moment. Fascinating. You have remarkable mental discipline for someone so young. Mace doesn't respond. Palpatine turns back to Dooku. I must admit, Count, I find the timing of your visit curious. Magister Damask disappears, and within days you arrive seeking information. Dooku, we're investors. His disappearance affects our holdings. Of course. Palpatine stands, walks to the window, his back to them. But I don't believe you're here for business, Count Dooku. The room's energy shifts, oppressive, dark. Palpatine turns, his eyes yellow, Sith eyes. No more pretense. I believe you're here because you killed my master. Dooku and Mace stand, hands moving to their concealed lightsabers. Palpatine's smile is venomous. Did you think I wouldn't investigate? Wouldn't discover the truth? You were careless. Sloppy. Mace's voice is calm. Clinical. We weren't trying to hide it. We wanted you to know. Palpatine's eyes narrow. Why? Because you're next. The doors slam shut. Sealed. Blast doors. Reinforced durasteel. Palpatine raises his hand, force lightning. Purple-black energy. Crackling. Not aimed at Dooku or Mace. At the windows, the transparasteel shatters, explodes outward. Shards flying. Naboo security droids activate. Dozens. Hidden in the walls, armed with blasters. Palpatine's voice echoes. You murdered a Sith Lord. Did you think I'd face you unprepared? The droids open fire. Red blaster bolts. Hundreds. Mace and Dooku ignite their lightsabers. Purple and blue. Deflecting. But Palpatine isn't attacking them directly. He's escaping. He leaps through the shattered window, falling, graceful, using the Force to slow his descent, landing on the estate grounds. Running. Mace snarls. He's fleeing. Dooku deflects a barrage of blaster fire. We need to. Mace doesn't wait. He leaps through the window, chasing. Dooku curses, destroys the remaining droids with precise Makashi strikes, then follows. The estate grounds. Beautiful gardens. Fountains. Sculptures. Now a battlefield. Palpatine runs. Not panicked, strategic. Leading them. Mace pursues. Faster. Younger body. Decades of combat experience. He closes the distance. 50 meters. 40. 30. Palpatine spins. Hand raised. Force push. Massive. Powerful. The ground erupts. Dirt. Stone. Debris. Mace braces. Uses the Force to anchor himself. The shockwave hits. He slides back, but doesn't fall. Palpatine's eyes widen. Impossible. You're a child. You shouldn't have that strength. Mace ignites his purple blade. I'm not a child. I'm the Jedi who killed you once. And I'll do it again. Palpatine's fear flickers. Just for a moment. Then transforms into rage. He draws his lightsaber. Red blade. Ignites. The duel begins. Palpatine attacks. Form 7. Juyo. The forbidden form. Aggressive. Unpredictable. Chaotic. Mace counters with Vaapad, the superior evolution. Controlled chaos. Channeled darkness. Their blades clash. Purple and red. Sparks. The Force warping around them. Palpatine is skilled. A prodigy. 13 years of Sith training under Plagueis. But Mace has 53 years of experience. Decades of mastery every move Palpatine makes. Mace has seen before. Every feint. Every trick. Every manipulation. Palpatine tries Sith mind games. You've fallen, Jedi. Using the dark side. Embracing hatred. Mace's response is cold. I channel darkness. I don't surrender to it. There's a difference. Is there? You kill without trial. Operate outside the law. You're already Sith. No. I'm what the Jedi should have been. Effective. Their blades lock. Face to face. Force against force. Palpatine snarls. Join me. Together we can finish what my master started. reshape the galaxy. Mace, I've heard that speech before. From your master, right before I killed him. Palpatine's eyes widen. Shock. You killed Plagueis. Personally. Purple blade through his chest. He died begging his apprentice to avenge him. Palpatine's rage explodes. He unleashes Force lightning. Both hands. Full power. But Mace is ready. Vaapad superconducting loop. The lightning hits his blade. Wraps around it, redirects back. The energy slams into Palpatine. His own attack. Amplified. Palpatine screams. Falls back. His face burning. Scarred. The same scars Mace remembers. The melted flesh. The disfigurement. Poetic justice. Dooku arrives. Joins the fight. 2-on-1. Palpatine, wounded and desperate, tries to flee again. But Mace cuts off his escape. Force pull. Drags him back. Palpatine crashes to the ground. Scrambles to rise. Mace is already there. Purple blade at Palpatine's throat. Dooku stands beside him. Blue blade raised. Palpatine's scarred face twisted in hatred. Wait. I can give you. Mace doesn't let him finish. He uses the Force, not telekinesis. Not lightning. Pure Force blast. Point blank. Overwhelming power. Palpatine flies backward. Through the air. Toward the estate's cliff edge. The balcony railing. The drop below. Palpatine screams, reaches out. Trying to grab something. Anything. But there's nothing. He falls. Over the edge. Into the valley below. Screaming. Disappearing. Mace watches. Emotionless. The same way you killed me. Thrown from a height. Falling. Helpless. Dooku approaches the edge. Looks down. Is he? The Shatterpoint that was Sheev Palpatine. The fracture line that would have become Emperor. Darth Sidious, the destroyer of the Jedi, collapses. Gone. Mace. He's dead. The Sith are extinct. Dooku exhales. Long. Heavy. 38 years early. Yes. They stand in silence. The Naboo sunset painting the sky orange and gold. The war is over. The Shadow War. The hunt. Victory. But at what cost? Naboo. Lakeside retreat. Hours after Palpatine's death. Mace and Dooku sit on a veranda, overlooking the water. Beautiful. Peaceful. But Mace doesn't feel peace. He stares at his hands. The hands that killed 2 Sith Lords. That executed criminals. That broke every Jedi teaching. Dooku breaks the silence. We did it. We saved the galaxy. Mace doesn't respond. Dooku. The Clone Wars will never happen. Order 66 will never happen. The Empire will never rise. Billions of lives saved. Mace's voice is quiet. And how many did we kill to achieve that? Sith Lords, criminals, dark side users, who hadn't committed their crimes yet. In this timeline. Dooku frowns. You knew what they would become. I did. But that doesn't make it right. I executed Palpatine, a 27-year-old man, because of crimes he would commit in a future that no longer exists. He was Sith. He would have. I know what he would have done. Mace's voice cracks, emotional dam breaking. I know because I lived it. I died because of him. But in this timeline, he hadn't done anything yet, and I killed him anyway. Dooku is silent. Processing. Mace continues. I used the dark side. I channeled my rage, my hate, my desire for vengeance. Vaapad is supposed to be controlled, channeled without surrendering. But I wanted to kill him, not to save the galaxy, to avenge myself. I threw him off a cliff, just like he threw me. I made him fall, made him scream, made him feel the same terror I felt. Mace's hands are shaking. I became what I was trying to destroy. No. You became what was necessary. That's what they all say. Every tyrant, every monster. It was necessary. You're not a monster. You're a soldier. You did what soldiers do. You protected the innocent. Mace. By executing people before they commit crimes. Dooku. By stopping a threat before it could grow. You saw the future. The Clone Wars. Order 66. The Empire. Trillions dead. And you prevented it. At the cost of my soul. Dooku's voice is firm. Your soul is intact. Scarred, yes. burdened, but intact. You didn't fall to the dark side. You used it as a tool. And you won. Did I? Or did I just become a different kind of Sith? Dooku, the Sith served themselves. You served the galaxy. That's the difference. Long silence. The sun setting over Naboo's lakes. Finally, Mace speaks. What happens now? Dooku, we have two choices. Return to the Jedi Order. Face judgment for our actions. Possibly exile. Possibly imprisonment. Or, we stay in exile. Build something new. Outside the Order's authority. Mace, the Council won't take us back. Not after what we've done. Then we don't go back. We build our own order. Our own organization. A group of Jedi who act instead of debate, who protect instead of meditate, who stop threats before they destroy the galaxy. Mace's smile is grim. The Jedi will call us rogue. Heretics. Dooku, let them. We'll know the truth. We saved them, whether they acknowledge it or not. Mace stands, looks out over the water. The Guardians. That's what we'll call ourselves. Guardians? Because that's what we are. Guardians of the galaxy. Protectors. Warriors. Not bound by the Council's dogma, just by the mission. Dooku stands beside him. And what is the mission? Mace's voice is absolute. Ensure the dark side never rises again. Stop threats before they spread. Act when the Jedi won't. Be what the Order should have been. They shake hands. Partners. Equals. The Jedi Code failed. But they won't. Sereno. 1 year later. 55 BBY. The estate has transformed. What was once Count Dooku's ancestral home is now an academy. Hidden. Secure. Shielded from Force detection. Young Force sensitives train in the courtyards. Not younglings from the Jedi Temple. These are different. Orphans. Outcasts. Force users rejected by the Order for being too old or too emotional. They train under Mace and Dooku, learning not the rigid Jedi code, but pragmatic survival, how to fight, how to investigate, how to protect. They call themselves the Guardians. Not Jedi, not Sith, something in between. The galaxy has changed, quietly, invisibly, but fundamentally. Immediate effects, 5655 BBY. No Sith manipulation of the Trade Federation. The Naboo crisis never happens. No orchestrated conflicts. No push for a clone army. The Republic continues. Corrupt, yes, but stable. Not collapsing toward war. The Jedi Order, the Council, knows something happened. Plagueis and Palpatine both disappeared. No bodies. No evidence. And Dooku and Mace rogue Jedi vanished into the Outer Rim. Yoda suspects, but without proof he can't act. The Order continues, blind, complacent, but alive. For now, galactic repercussions without the Sith's grand plan, the galaxy drifts. No clone wars brewing, no separatist movement forming. Criminal organizations. Black Sun, the Hutt cartel weakened by Mace's shadow war. Their networks dismantled. The Republic, for all its flaws, survives. And in the shadows, the Guardians watch. Sereno Academy, training courtyard. Mace stands on a balcony, watching students spar, young Force sensitives, learning Vaapad, Sorsu, Makashi. Not just lightsaber forms, intelligence techniques, combat medicine. Everything they'll need to protect the galaxy. Dooku joins him, now 46. Still strong. Still committed. Dooku, we've trained 23 students this year. 7 more arriving next month. Mace, good. The galaxy will need them. The Jedi Order has noticed. Rumors of a rogue academy on Sereno. Let them notice. We're not hiding. Dooku, Yoda sent a message, requesting a meeting. Mace's expression doesn't change. What does he want? Reconciliation. He wants us to return. Rejoin the Order. No. I thought you'd say that. Mace, the Order hasn't changed. They're still debating. Still meditating. Still blind to threats until it's too late. And we're different? We act. That's the difference. A student approaches. Young human. 16. Master Windu. We've received intelligence. Dark side activity on Ryloth. Occult. Experimenting on Twi'leks. Mace, assemble a team. 3 Guardians. Investigate. If the threat is confirmed, eliminate it. The student bows, leaves. Dooku watches him go. You're sending children to kill. I'm sending trained operatives to stop a threat. There's a difference, is there? We're becoming what we fought. Mace? No. We're becoming what we need to be. The Jedi won't protect the galaxy, so we will. Coruscant. Jedi Temple. Council Chamber. Yoda meditates. Troubled. A council member enters. Master Yoda. Confirmation from our agents. Hago Damask and Sheev Palpatine. Both confirmed dead. Bodies never recovered. But sources indicate they were killed. Not accidents. Yoda. By whom? Unknown. But the timing coincides with Dooku and Windu's departure. Yoda closes his eyes. Suspected this. I did. Should we investigate? No. Proof we lack. And if true. Grateful perhaps we should be. The council member is shocked. Grateful? They murdered 2 Sith Lords. If Sith they were. Yoda's voice is heavy. Right, young Windu may have been. About the darkness. About the threat. But they broke the code, killed without sanction. And yet, alive, the Order remains. The galaxy at peace. A choice they made. A terrible choice. But perhaps the right one. But interfere we will not. Their path, they have chosen. Ours, we must walk. Naboo, 19 BBY, the date Mace died in the original timeline. Mace stands on a cliff, overlooking the valley where Palpatine fell. He's now 53 years old, the same age he was when he died. But in this timeline, he never fell, never burned, never died. Dooku, now 83, elderly, but sharp, approaches, walks with a cane, but his presence in the Force is still strong. Dooku, remembering? Mace, the day I died, in another life, in another timeline. Do you regret it? Coming back? Changing everything? Mace is silent, long, heavy. Finally, I regret the methods, the killing, the darkness I embraced. But I don't regret the outcome. The galaxy is alive. The Jedi survived. The Sith are gone. Dooku. And Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one? Mace smiles. Sad. He was born, discovered by the Jedi, trained by Obi-Wan. Without Palpatine's manipulation, he never fell. He became what he was meant to be, a force for good. So the prophecy was fulfilled. Just differently. Yes, they stand in silence. The Naboo sunset. The same colors as that day, 53 years after Mace's death. 38 years after he changed everything. Dooku. The Guardians continue. Over 100 members now, operating across the galaxy. Mace. Good. The work isn't finished. Will it ever be? No. Darkness always returns. In different forms, different faces. But it returns. And we'll be there to stop it. Mace. We will. Dooku. Do you ever wonder what it would have been like? The other timeline. The Empire. The Clone Wars? Mace. Every day. Do you wish you could go back? To the Jedi Order, to the Code? Mace's smile is grim. The Code is beautiful. Noble. But it's not enough. It never was. We're not Jedi anymore. No. We're something better. We're Guardians. The final image, Mace and Dooku standing on the cliff. The sun setting. The valley below where Palpatine died. Behind them, the Guardian Academy. Young Force sensitives training. Preparing. Protecting. A new order, not bound by dogma, by rigid rules, by blind faith, but by action, by pragmatism, by the mission. The Jedi Code failed, but the Guardians won't. The Sith are extinct. The Clone Wars never happened. Order 66 never happened. The Empire never rose. And the galaxy, for all its flaws, all its corruption, survives. Because one man died, came back, and refused to let the darkness win. Mace Windu, The purple executioner, the guardian, stands watch, forever. Let us know what you'd like to see next. The end.